Hey guys, Ocean RDC here. Gonna do a quick deck profile video for you guys. A lot's changed with me going through with Yu-Gi-Oh! I've recently sold out like a lot of my stuff. I'm basically rescaling and restarting everything in Yu-Gi-Oh! So I'm basically down to absolutely nothing, with the exception of this deck, which I'm doing the deck profile on. By the title, you guys know it is Dark Worlds. This deck is basically one that I believe is going to be pretty consistent and pretty stable going into the format. Not to mention, it's completely consistent, like on either a budget basis or on an expense basis. But nonetheless, whether you want to run Ravens or Tour Guides in this deck, you can, but you don't have to. But this is basically what my build is about: budgeting and still being competitive. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started. First thing you guys need is 3 Grapha. Grapha is the main beater of the deck. It's like completely ridiculous. I mean, when this card is discarded, you get to pop a card on your opponent's side of the field. And when you control a Dark World monster that isn't Grapha, you can bounce that Dark World to your hand and special summon this guy from the graveyard. So not only does he place himself into the graveyard with a bonus effect, but he can also special himself out of there when you control another Dark World. It's a 27 beater, 3k beater when Gates of Dark World are out, and it's just such a great card. You need to run 3, so that's that for Grapha. Also, okay, let's see here. Go into the next one, guys. 3 Snow. 3 Snow is basically the main searcher of the deck. When this card is discarded by a card effect, search for any Dark World card, add it to your hand. Mainly this card is going to search out Grapha or the Gates of Dark World, whichever one you need to get. Not saying that it shouldn't, or whatever, shouldn't go get the other ones, but you definitely can go for things like not Snow, what am I thinking of? Dark World Dealings, Beige, Brow, whatever you want to do, just based on your situation. But it's 17 hitter, 2k hitter on Gates of Dark World, so it just makes a really good card. So yeah, Snow must at 3. Next we have 3 Brow. 3 Brow is basically the main draw engine in the deck. It's a +1 in all cases and a +2 in other cases. But it's such a great card when it's discarded by a card effect. Draw 1 extra card. We'll draw 1 card. I really can't say anything else about it. I mean, if by any other chance, you're playing Mirror and you're playing against Dark World, and this card gets discarded by your opponent, you get to draw 2. So that's one of those other rare occurrences where it's an automatic +2. But this on Gates of Dark World makes it a +2. So such a great card. 1400 to 1700 on Gates of Dark World. So not too bad. Level 3 lets you go into any other thing if you have to have them on the field. Next, guys, is 3 Beige. 3 Beige, I guess the opening beater. When this card is discarded by a card effect, special summon it from the graveyard. Such a great card. Level 4, 1600 attack, 1900 on Gates of Dark World. I mention all these attack points, guys, because it does make a very significant difference. 300 may not seem like a lot, but it definitely does mean the difference between being able to get over something and having to extend to get over something. But nonetheless, such a great card. One of the best cards to use in trying to get Graph out. Use your normal, summon him, bounce him back to your hand, summon out Grapha, and then you have him in your hand to either Gates of Dark World or use the effect on any other cards that you have in your hand at the time. So yeah, 3 Beige. My next card is one of the newer ones, 3 Transarchery. Guys, this is such a really busted-ass card. And with any of the cards that I just mentioned before, Grapha, Snow, Brow, Beige, if this card, once per turn, it can discard 1, I think it says 1 Fiend-type monster, and this card gains 500 attack into the end phase. The 500 is a big bonus because it's a 2000 hitter. After that effect, it's 2300 on Gates of Dark World. So it's a really good card. And if you discard Grapha, you get to pop a card. If you discard Brow, you get to draw. Snow, Search, Beige, Special. So you plus, with the fact that you get to discard with this card, and when you're on Gates of Dark World, it just makes it so much more of a busted effect, because everybody knows Gates of Dark World, you have to banish 1 Fiend-type monster from your graveyard. This card's effect, and when it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, And I mean that I emphasize destroyed and sent to the graveyard because it does not have to be of a battle. It can be by torrent, mirror force, anything else. You plus by selecting one of your banished fiend type monsters and well, banished dark type monsters. I don't think it matters, but add it to your hand. So not only do you get to discard all the Dark Worlds to the graveyard and then banish them to plus from Gates of Dark World, you get to rotate them because of Trans Archfiend, which makes it such a really, really good card in this deck. And it basically just, like I said, guys, rotates the deck. 1500, 1800 on Gates. When it's on its effect, it's 2000 or 23 on Gates. So, great card. Last monster, guys, obviously Sangan. Whether you choose to run Tour Guides or not, Sangan is just a great card. When it hits the graveyard, you get to search out either Trans Archfiend or Brow, which, like I said, these are the only two options that you have when you run Sangan. But it's still such a wonderful card. Sangan, always tech, never a wrong thing to do. So that's it for the monsters, guys. I'm on to the spells, and obviously, like I said earlier, need 3 Gates of Dark World. Gates of Dark World, every Fiend type monster goes up by 300. And then once per turn, banish 1 Fiend type monster from your graveyard, discard 1 Fiend type, and draw 1 card. So, such a great card to benefit from. Like I said, every Dark World. I really don't have to explain too much of this. If you're interested in the deck, go put the deck together and then read it and all that stuff, and just understand why this is such a great deck and why it needs Gates of Dark World. On to the other spells. I take 2 Dark World Dealings. I take 2 because simply it seems to be a little slow at 3. It's still a great card, but you wouldn't want to run into it too many times, so that's why I take only 2. Great card, draw 1, then discard 1. So you get a plus off of your Dark World effects once again. So yeah. Next is 1 drag down to the grave. I only take 1 because, once again, same theme from Dark World Dealings. It's a great card to have, but not that good of a card if you're going to be drawing into all of them. So yeah, guys, you get to see each other's hands and discard 1 card from each other's hands. Great card when you only have like nothing but Dark Worlds or whatever, because it puts your opponent at a minus, and then you get to plus off of the Dark World effect. So should you play it the right way. So yeah, 1 drag down. Next is 2 Duality. I take 2 Duality because 3 is too much for this deck. You don't necessarily have to special in this deck, which is just so great. The main specialing comes from either Beige or Grapha. So if you're looking to set up, like I said, Duality, obviously, great opener. I don't know how many times anyone can reiterate that without it not being true. But nonetheless, like I said, 2 Duality, don't really have to explain it too much. Just take it at 2. Next is 2 MST. Don't really need to explain that. Pesky back row. So yeah, 2 MST. And then the rest is his main staples: Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, and Heavy Storm. So yeah, that's the tech for spells. And on to the traps. First off, I run 2 Reckless Greed. Guys, I ran this at 3, and I'm not saying it's not busted, but for the other things that I needed for this deck, it went down to 2. If you run 3, that's fine. But Reckless is just such a great card because when you have Gates of Dark World, when you have stuff like that, when you ever draw power cards, you really don't need to draw that much. So advancing 4 cards with 2 Reckless Greed is such a great way to plus and just make sure that you have all your resources for the duel. So I took it at 2. Did have it at 3, not gonna lie, but yeah, right now 2 Reckless Greed. Next is 1 Dark Smog. Essential to have in Dark World because it's so great. Graveyard play, you can chain this off to Monster Reborn and Call of the Haunted. You can chain it off everything. Like I said, as referred to in the picture, you can go off on Lightsworn with it. Just discard and make it impossible for them to summon JD. I know that Twilight is actually making kind of like a little resurgence after Lumina went back to 2. So, yeah, definitely Dark Smog, a very essential card to play. Since they don't run back row, definitely nice to get a lot of stuff out of their graveyard. Like, just manage their graveyard more than they could. So Dark Smog, great card. Like I said, chainable to Monster Reborn and Call. So, great card. Next, guys, is the Solemn Brigade. Solemn Warning and 1 Solemn Judgment. So, 2 Warning, 1 Judgment. I really don't really need to say much more about that, guys. It's just that's what you need to run. So yeah, pretty ulti first hit, but nonetheless. Next is one Mirror Force, guys. Mirror Force, such a great card. So don't really say much about that. Next is one Deep Prison. Yeah, don't need to explain that. One Torrent. So yeah, gold one. Gotta get gold. And then last two cards for this deck, guys. I run two Call. Main reason why I run two Call for this simple fact right here. Say for example, you have a Call set. You got monsters in the graveyard. You got Grapha and any other Dark World, let's say Snow, in your graveyard. Call can become a great +2 in this benefit for this example. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone else knows this effect or know this combo, but you Call, you go get any of your Dark Worlds, like I said, Snow's in the graveyard, and so is Grapha. Call Snow, use the effect of Grapha, bounce Snow back to your hand, and then special Grapha. So what I just did was call one monster in order to put it back to my hand in order to special summon an even bigger monster. I could have just gone Grapha, but instead I plussed one card in my hand that's very essential, Snow, and put Grapha on the field. So I'm pretty sure that all Dark World players know this, but if they don't, here's a little enlightenment. Call is broken. I still wouldn't take it at 3. But nonetheless, it's still great. So Call is just freaking busted. And like I said, you can do the same thing with Monster Reborn in that sense too. So I mean, there's just 3 ways to plus your hand. And once again, make it rotate. And that's about it, guys. I know I'm running on 12 minutes now, but thank you guys so much for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate everything that you guys say and do. Like all the videos. The last video I was talking about, I will do a binder video, but I don't know if I'm going to do that anymore now that the binder's dead. I'll probably do a dollar binder video for everyone that's watching, that's still watching at this point. Just like this video. I want 15 likes like the last time. Didn't get 15 likes, but if I get 15 likes on this video, I will put a dollar binder video out. Like I said, I'll sell them. I'll put a really good deal on it too. If I get 15 likes, if I get 20 likes, I'll even do a better deal on it. So yeah, thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. Yeah, thumbs up. I got my new tripod. Nonetheless, thank you guys. Check you later. Ocean RDC out.